Good, what's good? How everybody feeling out there today? Today's edition of CVS Thoughts. Thought I'd touch on the downside to upgrading yourself. Mostly, when you are trying to improve yourself, grow as a person, as a human being, you don't expect the people around you to move the way you move, but you expect them to take heed to what you're saying because they're the people that are most close to you and they can view your growth firsthand. But sometimes that don't happen as the way you think it. Because even though you're trying to grow, you're doing everything possible to grow to be a better person, maybe they're not trying to grow. Maybe they're trying to be who they are. But the thing about it is, in your climb to be a better person, they might be stuck at a certain level. So they always question your growth. And sometimes that can hinder you from moving forward or even expressing the way you feel, which you should never do because expression also is a key of life. To be able to express yourself freely helps you be able to grow even more. There's been plenty of situations where I felt like I was growing faster than the people I was communicating with. And what I learned through reading and other things of that nature is cut them off. Don't cut them off to where you don't fuck with them no more, but cut them off and let them catch up on their own. Because you can't push somebody to grow just as fast as you are growing. As many books as I read or people I listen to or I admire and study or watch their growth and what they did to make it to where they got to, other people aren't. So some people always gonna view me in the same light that I always than what they knew. They're not gonna see the new me. They're gonna see the old me. Wild, reckless. That's all they care about. Nigga, you used to do this. Nigga, you used to do that. I'm doing it now you on my back. It ain't even about me being on your back. It's me realizing the negative effects of my ways and trying to change those things that I was doing in order to be a better person. I try each day to be a better husband, brother, father. Every day I try to change something that I realized that maybe I was doing wrong. Back then I may not react the way some people wanted me to react. My reaction was always blunt. The first thing that hit my mind, I tell you how I feel. But now I'm more conscious of the what you would say, the way you phrase things, how you speak to certain different people. Because leadership requires that. I was never designated to be a leader, but people follow me based on my actions. It wasn't something that I wanted them to do. It's just what I was. I mean, when you're a born leader, people will follow you, to me it coincides with sports. It's only 15 people on an NBA roster, so that means that the person that's sitting at the end of the bench is still better than the average Joe on the street. But somehow the average Joe on the street criticize the 15th player when he get in the game. Why? Because he or she thinks that his level of I guess progress should be higher. But I flip the view of it and I look at it like this. If he's the 15th person on that team, am I the 15th best person in the career or position that I'm in? If I'm not, then how can I criticize him? If anything, I should be looking at what he did to get to that 15th spot. You seize your moment when it comes. You get in the game and you do what the fuck you're supposed to do. Even if I'm not living up to the expectations of everybody else, I've been living up to something to be the 15th man on that roster and a base salary. That's like a person that making $20,000 a year, $20,000 to $35,000 a year, criticizing somebody that makes $1 million a year. You're not even making half of what he makes, but somehow you feel you have the right to criticize what he's doing. Not saying that you shouldn't criticize or it's wrong to criticize. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm not somebody to tell you not to criticize. But one thing I do know, opinions come a dime a dozen. That's the cheapest commodity that you can get on the market is somebody's opinion. That don't change the fact of my income. You can say I'm a bum ass nigga, you ain't did nothing, you ain't did this, you ain't did that. But I know what I've done to where the level you are at is beneath the level that I'm at. Not saying that I'm better than you, but all of us pump the same blood. Unless you're an alien or something, you're not pumping Kool-Aid or something. The same 24 hours I got, the same 24 hours you got. It just happened that I used the best of my 24 hours better than you did. But you can sit back in the luxury of your money that you're making and feel comfortable with criticizing what I'm making and what I'm doing. I can see if you was making above the means that I was making and provide for your family better than I'm providing for mine. But if you are providing less than what I'm doing, then my question is, how can you criticize me? You feel like you can criticize me because you have a voice and your voice should mean something to somebody. But to my inner circle, my voice means a lot because I'm providing for them. That's the key. Do what you got to do to provide for yours. If you're providing the bare minimum, don't criticize nobody else. Because what I'm doing for mine, whether it's 1 time or 10 times better than what you're doing, I'm doing better than what you are doing. My growth is helping out the people that's in my circle. It's 10 times better than what you're doing if you're not growing. Everybody should be trying to grow to move forward, not just staying the same and pointing the blame at what somebody else is doing wrong. Because what they say, you point one finger, you got 3 pointing back at you. And if you go like that, then you got 4 pointing back at you. And most people point like that. So you ain't got but 3 fingers pointing back at you. So that's 3 times that you need to view yourself before you can criticize somebody else. If somebody is at the top of what they doing in their profession and you're criticizing them, before you criticize them publicly, you should ask yourself, what am I doing in my field where I can say I'm the top of the top 10 in this profession? I also realized that for some odd reason, most people will not listen to the little man. They listen to somebody of prominence, of money, as if though they didn't start from the bottom, as if their knowledge of how to get to the top is different from somebody else's. Let me put this on you before I go. People go to business school or any other kind of school, engineering, or people go to school to learn something to help them grow. They never criticize the teacher for putting them in the position to get to where they got to get to. Like, I could be somebody that's a young, dumb student trying to learn business. My business teacher don't have the business, or he's not a P. Diddy or Jay-Z or Gary V. He's just a teacher. He do it for the passion. But he put something in me to help me grow. Once I make it to the top, I don't look down on him and say, well, that motherfucker ain't tell me a motherfucker thing. I give him high praise because he got my brain to clicking. He got them neurons to connect to help me understand what the fuck I need to do in order to make it up out of the situation I was in. But it's only when it's a celebrity that's telling you something that you click on and you want to listen to. If it's a regular Joe like me, you feel as though, yeah, he's saying something, but what he got? He ain't got no Benz. He ain't got this, he ain't got that. Because most people value things that don't matter. They value like, well, what kind of car he drive? How big is his house? This and that. But when it comes to a teacher, none of that matters. I'm just a teacher. I'm just trying to tell you the mistakes I made along the way to help you out. Because what I done wasn't in the textbook. Nobody told me, well, do this and do that and you're going to make it to the point you at. Everything I had to do, I was like Ray Charles when he first went blind. I had to feel my way to get to the point that I'm in. In closing, I would say this. Don't discredit the people that you know as you see them climb up, whether it's from lower level to the next level. Because you can learn something from anybody, whether they are a bum on the street to a million or billionaire. You can learn something from anybody. One thing I heard Jay-Z said that resonates with me so much is he sat down with Warren Buffett and he said he realized that him and Warren Buffett are the same. Their thoughts, their views are the same. The difference between Jay-Z, Warren Buffett, and me is the fact that he pursued his dreams. He didn't let nobody knock his dreams and what he wanted. Most people like me and you, we get discouraged by somebody telling us, man, you ain't gonna make it. Man, you could try, but that shit ain't good for you. That negative energy is what could cause you to not pursue your dreams. So my circle that I got now, we talk business and moving forward. Even if somebody bring a idea to the table that they're trying to do, we don't knock the idea. You know what we do? We tell them, look, stats say this. So do it this way or do it that way. We encourage them to pursue their dreams, but also do the research to make sure that once you commit, you're trying to get everything you can get. And you're not discouraged on the first sign of downfall. Just stay at it. That's what everybody needs in that circle. But most people got naysayers in their circle. If you're getting it, they there, yeah, you're getting it. But if you're starting from the bottom, they saying, no, I don't know about that. I don't know. They can't tell you nothing positive, but they can tell you everything negative about it. Get those people out your circle. Because if the only thing they can tell you is what not to do and what to do, then they are setting you up for failure because they are not even telling you how to move forward or even thinking about ways for you to move forward. Only thing they think about is how it won't work. Well, guess what? I could tell you anything in this world, but there's a reason why the tortoise always beats the hare. Check it out. This is my message for the day. I know y'all thinking, well, how the fuck the tortoise beat the hare? Check out the stories. Hope this message can help anybody out there. Hit me in the comments, email address, or whatever however you want to reach me. SNS Lawn Maintenance, we out here. DGI, we still a company. Just hit me up. And just remember, tomorrow starts a new day.